Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanner, and this is my Esoterica. Today we're going to be doing a timeless love reading for the sign of Scorpio. So we're going to be looking at your energy, Scorpio, as well as the person that you are connected to. Now keep in mind the energies may be switched around, so your person might come out first, but stick around and see. You'll know intuitively if this reading resonates with you, if this story resonates with you. And if it does, I please ask that you like and comment and subscribe. It helps my channel grow and also helps this message get out to other people, other Scorpios who may need this. So thank you in advance. And we're going to go ahead and get started with an animal spirit card and energy check for you, Scorpio. So let's go ahead and look at you in this connection. Can we get a closer look at Scorpio, please, Spirit, when it comes to this connection right now? Okay, so first things first, we have the firefly. So the firefly talks about like short bursts of like getting a high vibe charge, like inspiration or like a download or an idea or realizations, but it's something that comes in short bursts. So it's not something that you can hold on to very long. So what this firefly is telling me so far is that you're starting to come to realizations about things, be it in this connection or just in general. Um, you're starting to come to some understandings about some things. We also have the unicorn on this side, and the unicorn talks about um, questioning divinity. So you could be going through a sort of spiritual awakening of sorts. This is a spiritual card, the unicorn. It's also associated with the third eye chakra. So you could be dealing with some awakenings. You're starting to ask the bigger questions, starting to see the bigger ways that things connect. Um, so yeah, opening yourself up to the divine some more. Maybe that's what you're starting to have realizations about. But let's see what else comes up for you. Thank you, Spirit. Let's keep looking at Scorpio, our Scorpio viewer, please, when it comes to this connection. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, the mouse. So I feel like you're kind of nervous right now. That's very much what the mouse energy is about. Kind of very much focusing on the details in spite of the bigger picture. So you could be getting a little too caught up in the details of things, of this situation, of this connection. But yeah, you're feeling nervous, very skittish, not very grounded. Even though this is an earth, um, part of the earth suit in the animal spirit deck, this is a very, again, nervous kind of energy. So keep in mind this could be your person too. We'll figure it out. But this first person, please, Spirit, in this connection, we have the swan. So the swan's a very creative personality type, very dedicated. Also somebody who mates for life. So you could have seen this person that you're connected to as somebody as like a deep soul connection. If you look here, this card always makes me think of twin flame connections because of how this swan is mirrored here in the water. So you could be dealing with the twin flame situation, or that could resonate for you. Ooh. We'll do one more cut and then we'll see what ends up on the bottom for you, Scorpio. So thanks, Spirit. One more cut for our Scorpios, please. Ooh, we have the camel. So the camel is all about somebody who is very self-sufficient, self-reliant, somebody who, you know, may be like traversing like a drought or a dry season or, just dry, what's the word I'm looking for? Climate, atmosphere. But the point of the camel is that they have everything that they need inside of them. They have the water inside of them, the things that nourish them. They already have it inside them. So the camel is very self-sufficient energy. So you could be working on trying to be more self-sufficient in this connection, trying to make sure you have everything you need. Let's see what ends up on the bottom for you, Scorpio. Thanks, Spirit. Let's look at Scorpio's energy in this connection. The Panther. So I very much see that you're in the midst of purging things, of releasing things that no longer serve you. This is fire energy, so definitely going through a transformation here. Maybe again a spiritual awakening with that firefly energy and that unicorn energy. But yeah, the Panther talks about purging and releasing things. So maybe that's what you're doing in this connection. Maybe you're trying to purge or release this person right now. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and get a closer look at our Scorpio viewer, please. What energy are they currently embodying the most when it comes to this connection? Thank you, Spirit. For our Scorpio collective, what energy are they currently embodying the most when it comes to this connection? I see a very specific card wants to come out. Oh, wow, yeah. Great, Spirit. For our Scorpio collective, please, what energy are they currently embodying the most when it comes to this connection? For our Scorpios. Ooh, thank you. So you have the Peacock Scorpio. So this is great energy. This is air energy. So very much somebody who's mentally aware. I was going to say mentally acute, but that's not quite the word I was looking for. Maybe you're cutie too. But the peacock talks about somebody who is able to take all of life's experiences and kind of transform them into something beautiful or make themselves into something beautiful as a result. So I get the sense, Scorpio, that you're the type of person who has been through a lot, but you're not the type of person who lets negative things hold them down. You're definitely somebody who, you know, takes every little bit of experience that they have and use it to grow and evolve and change. So even negative experiences that you may have gone through, you see them as an opportunity for growth, not as something to stagnate you or hold you back. But I know the peacock is also very rare energy. Not many of us have kind of attained the self kind of awareness that the peacock has, and they let their beauty shine outward. But we're going to see what the guidebook here says for you for the peacock. Ooh, there it is. So, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. So you're cute, you've been through a lot, and you've let it, help you grow and shape you into a better person. So the beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us has reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. So yeah, I feel like you're definitely, if you've gone through a tough time in this connection, you've let it fuel your growth and expansion, and you've let it cultivate more compassion within yourself, for yourself, and for other people. When in balance, the peacock is confident and kind, and when it's out of balance, it feels like it can't digest situations. And it actually did pop out in the reverse when it first came out here. So you might be feeling like you're having a hard time kind of digesting the situation. But I don't think you're letting it keep you down, even if it's getting you down right now. Because again, you have the power to overcome this and overcome any kind of negative thing and make it into something positive. That's the power of the peacock. Also, the power of Scorpio. You guys are ruled by Pluto, which is all about transformation and releasing old things. So I feel like that's certainly the energy that you're in, Scorpio. Maybe you're having a tough time digesting the situation with the peacock energy, but again, I see that you're having slow realizations with that firefly energy. You're starting to ask the bigger spiritual questions with that unicorn energy. And yeah, very much just in your mind about things, because you have the dragonfly here on the bottom, and the dragonfly is all about the mind, mastering the mind. So you could just be, yeah, trying to use your mind. This is air energy too, so yeah, using your mind to kind of, maybe you're focusing too much on the details with that mouse energy that came out. But yeah, I get the sense that you're trying to master your mind right now, and let these realizations fuel your spiritual growth, and also the growth that you need to do or that you have done within yourself. But yeah, beautiful energy all in all, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and start looking at the person you're connected to, the animal spirit cards that they are embodying the most right now. So thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look at the person Scorpio is connected to right now, the second person in this connection. What energy are they currently embodying right now? Ooh, we have the tiger. So maybe this first person was your person, because this is divine feminine energy. So I sincerely doubt, though it's not impossible, nothing is, that this would come out for your person if you are here watching this tarot video. When this comes out, it is very much very reflective of the viewer. Um, so maybe this is you, divine feminine energy. Maybe your person is having a tough time digesting the situation. Maybe they are starting to have a spiritual awakening because they're starting to question divinity and question, starting to connect the dots of everything. They're nervous. They're a little too wrapped up in details right now. But that would explain why this peacock energy came out in reverse too. Um, because they're having trouble digesting the situation and letting their true self shine out. So interesting. That happens a lot. Sometimes the energies do get switched around. So we'll see what else comes out for this side, for the second person. But right now, I'm getting the sense that it's probably you, Scorpio, divine feminine energy. Let's see what else comes out. Thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and continue looking at the second person here in this connection. What energy are they currently in right now? So now we have the stingray. So the stingray is all about learning to stand up for yourself and learning to build a backbone. You can see that the stingray, his spinal column is starting to light up in all 7 colors, which correlate to the chakras, right? So there's an alignment happening. And yeah, this is learning to stand up for yourself. And this is water energy too, which is your sign, right? So let's see what else comes out. But divine feminine energy, learning to stand up for yourself, growing a backbone. Those energies are at play right now for you, Scorpio. What else do we have for the second person in this connection? We have the hyena, so you could be a very funny personality type or somebody who's very like dry and sarcastic. A lot of moon imagery still because we have the moon on the tiger card, which is again divine feminine energy. But the moon is also here, and I'm filming this during the day, I believe, of the Pisces eclipse. Now all my readings are timeless, so that's neither here nor there. But this eclipse could be affecting you a lot. You are another water sign, so I believe I'm not as adept at astrology as I am at tarot, but I know that Pisces and Scorpio are both water signs, so you guys might be in a trine or something right now. Don't quote me, don't shoot me. Again, I'm not sure about astrology that much, but whatever's going on, I get the sense that you're trying to keep a good spirit about you. You're trying to, not take things too seriously. That's kind of what the hyena is about. Um, but again, a lot of lunar energy, a lot of moon energy. So emotions and intuition. You could be tapping into your intuition more and more lately. Let's see what else we have. Thanks, Spirit, for the second person in this connection. Ooh, we have the rabbit. So this is very nervous energy. Rabbits are always kind of like on the lookout for predators, for someone to swoop down and get them. And they also tend to stay in a negative mind, the rabbit personality types, I mean. They're kind of always worried about the next thing. And eventually, because they think and worry about it so much, that thing eventually catches up to them. So I do see a bit of mirroring here because your person, if you're not identifying with this peacock energy, they had the mouse, which is also nervous energy. So you guys are both nervous right now about something, maybe about approaching each other or trying to communicate with each other. You got the raccoon here, though I wasn't necessarily asking in that moment, but the raccoon is about somebody who is an artist too, as well, somebody who's kind of hidden or hides behind a mask. And we have two kind of black and white cards here, so you could be thinking in very black and white terms, or not allowing yourself space to see in between the lines or in between black and white, if you know what I mean. You're not allowing yourself to see the spectrum of things. You're thinking of things in very black and white. At the second person in this connection, Spirit, since I didn't ask last time. The otter. So more water energy. So more reasons for me to think that this is you. But this is somebody who is very much focused on their own happiness right now. This is the happiest card in the animal spirit deck. So yeah, very much focused on just your own happiness and making sure that you're feeling abundant. Let's see what ends up on the bottom for this second energy here. Thank you, Spirit. Let's look at this second energy a little bit deeper. Ooh, the horse. So now I'm definitely thinking that this side is you, Scorpio, and this peacock in reverse person is your person. So the horse is all about, this is like the highest form of earth energy. And look, we have another moon here on their forehead. So a lot of lunar energy, a lot of feminine energy. I feel like this eclipse, because of all this moon imagery, is definitely playing a part in your life or in this connection, in terms of like maybe lessons you're getting or downloads you're getting from spirit, from the divine right now. But this is very much chariot energy. So also just like focusing on galloping forward. I had to find the word, but taking charge and moving forward, and not letting anything stand in your way, gaining momentum, and just, yeah, charging forward. So beautiful, Scorpio. I think this is you. I'm pretty sure this is going to be you. But thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and get a card for the second person, please, for our Scorpio collective for this reading. For the second person, please, in this connection, what energy are they currently embodying? Ooh, you got two cards that came out. So you got the unicorn and you got the stingray again. So very much focused on your backbone, standing up for yourself, and, you know, not letting people walk all over you anymore. And then you got the unicorn too. So this is more mirroring, because that person, this peacock person, got the unicorn on the bottom of their card or on their deck. And usually energies that are in the deck are things that aren't like outwardly, not easily seen. They're kind of hidden under the surface. They're things you don't see, but are still at play. So I feel like you are, again, also, in divine mirroring. You are also starting to question divinity or the universe or spirit, and awaken your third eye, open your third eye. But it's a little more prominent, I feel like, for you, because this card actually came out for you. It didn't come out for your peacock person. Here we also have the octopus. So this is somebody who has trouble with boundaries, or feels like they don't have a sense of direction right now. So this card also often gives me chaser energy. So you could have had trouble in the past with, trying to cling too tightly to this peacock person, or maybe you had trouble enforcing your boundaries with this person. But yeah, I definitely get the sense that you are trying to leave this person in the dust. You're trying to move forward with your life. And you're trying to build a backbone for yourself. You're trying to stand up for yourself more, and maybe starting to enforce those boundaries more now, or you're learning how to. So that's very beautiful energy, Scorpio. I love that for you. We're going to go ahead and look. Ooh. I mean, that is what those energies mean, but I do still want to read it from the book here. So let's look at the stingray first. can ever find the water. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I found it. Okay. So Stingray is about developing confidence, sense of self, or spine, like I was talking about. But the Stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, the easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma, fate in a way, growing within the Stingray is too strong to ignore. So, yeah, I get the sense that you're trying to grow and expand and stand strong in yourself and in your boundaries and what you will accept and won't accept in love and in life and, in any other connections that you involve yourself in, if that makes sense. You also got the unicorn, so I'm going to read that for you too, even though, again, that's about questioning divinity, and I know what it means, but. All right, the unicorn. So, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. So, it's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day to day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn and have begun your quest for the answers. So, yeah, Scorpio, definitely starting to see the signs, connect the dots, ask the bigger questions, connect to your higher self, connecting to the divine. And in that process, I get the sense that you are developing more confidence in yourself, um, learning to just grow a spine and enforce your boundaries with the people around you, and maybe in particular this peacock in reverse person. But okay, so we're going to go ahead and look deeper into both of these energies with some oracle cards. So we're going to start with this peacock energy, who I'm now thinking is your person and not you, Scorpio, just based on the way the cards have fallen out so far. But we're going to get a deeper look and find out. So thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look deeper into this peacock energy. Woo. So right away we have pride. So arrogance, ego, someone who's stubborn. So I feel like whoever this peacock person is, maybe is very prideful. Could be a Leo. I know this is a tiger, but it's a big cat, so that's why that made me think that. And it's interesting because I feel like both the peacock and the tiger are very beautiful creatures. So maybe your person is very beautiful, but maybe a little vain. Maybe they take themselves a little too seriously sometimes. We also have ecstasy, so chasing thrills, excitements, and good times. So your person could be trying to distract themselves from this connection right now by, involving themselves with other people or partying too much or hanging out with their friends or just prioritizing other things other than you when it comes to this connection. But yeah, somebody who's very prideful and maybe arrogant. Thanks, Spirit. What else do we have for this peacock person? For this peacock person, please, Spirit. We have depth. So importance, awareness, and what's the last word here? Value. So another card of awareness here, because that unicorn energy had popped up for them too. So I feel like, you both again are starting to become more aware of spirit, of the divine, of something bigger than yourselves. But this person also is starting to understand the depth of this connection. They feel a real connection here, and they know how important this connection is to them. But at the same time, it's like they don't want to look at it, um, and they'd rather have a good time and party than do the hard work of connecting with you and dealing with whatever that stirs up in them that they're not ready to face right now. So thanks, Spirit. Let's keep looking at this peacock energy. Intuition. So this person is starting to listen to their intuition more and more. Again, that unicorn energy is very prominent for both of you. So I feel like you, again, are both going through some sort of awakening right now, some sort of spiritual awakening. Let's see what ends up on the bottom of the deck for this peacock person. Please, Spirit, thank you very much for this peacock person. Heart fog. We have mixed signals, blocked emotions, and messed up. So this person is definitely feeling confused right now. Maybe they've been a little hot and cold with you, or they've been sending you mixed signals. They're in and out. They're hot and cold. They don't know what they want. And that can have a big effect on you too. If you're trying to be all in and actually invest time and energy into this connection, but this person doesn't want to match you, then there's only so far it can go until one of you feels overwhelmed by either this person feels overwhelmed by you trying too much, or you feel maybe underwhelmed that they're not trying enough. But yeah, this peacock person is definitely going through some emotional confusion. And I think they're having a hard time digesting whatever happened between you two if you guys aren't in contact right now. Because again, this peacock did pop out in the reverse originally. And I thought it was for you at first. So that's why I was like, oh, it must be upright. But no, Spirit's right. Spirit knows what Spirit is trying to say. All right, let's go ahead and get some oracle cards for this peacock person. Let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look deeper into this peacock person's energy when it comes to this connection for our Scorpios. Thank you, Spirit, for our Scorpio collective, this peacock energy in reverse. Very specific energies want to come out. I got one. I like to get like 5 usually. I feel like that's a good place to start. Zhuzh these around and we'll see what else comes out. Thank you, Spirit, for this peacock person, please. We have curse, but it didn't come out all the way, so I'm not going to take it. But this could feel like this person is going through cycles. That's what curse makes me think of, like never-ending cycles or things that continue to happen because there's no awareness around them. And I feel like the peacock in reverse, if the peacock upright is very aware energy and somebody who's able to assimilate painful experiences or different kinds of experiences. In the reverse, it's like the peacock is resisting those energies or not fully embodying them. So they could be having trouble being who they really are or expressing who they truly are, letting that inner light shine through. All right, let's try again. Thank you, Spirit. Let's look deeper into this peacock person's energy, please. When it comes to this connection, peacock person's energy, please, Spirit. Thank you. Two more, please, Spirit. One more, please, Spirit. This person is secretive. They do not want to tell me nothing. Ooh, trapped. We'll see if that comes out. But they could be feeling trapped or tied down, like they can't make any moves without something bad happening. We need one more card, please, Spirit, for this peacock person. One more card, please. Thank you. Okay, so on the bottom for this peacock person, we have chemistry. So this person definitely feels a lot of chemistry with you. They feel a draw to you. They're definitely attracted to you. Let's see, we have karma, healing only you, and realizations. So karma, cause and effect, consequences, debts. So they could be dealing with the fallout of their own actions here, I'm getting. So maybe something happened between you that caused some sort of conflict or some sort of big difference to come up here. That's the second card that came out for them, conflict. And it says clashing differences and incompatibility. So I feel like whatever happened here, it was definitely a result of their own actions, right? And they feel like they have to make amends for it. That they have to make things right in order to move this connection forward in any way, shape, or form. We also have conflict here. So again, whatever happened, they feel like they're getting what they deserve in some sense of purpose, in some sense or another. They feel like they're getting what they deserve because this person feels like you guys have too many differences for things to work out. Maybe that's what you guys thought about. I'm imagining that, or I'm getting that maybe you guys had some sort of argument or something that caused this falling out. So something happened that caused a conflict, that kind of showed how different you guys were to this person, or like made them focus on the things that wouldn't work or couldn't work instead of trying to focus on the possibilities here. But I feel like at the same time, they're starting to come to understandings. They're starting to have realizations. You remember that firefly energy that came out before? So this person is starting to come to understand more and more, maybe where they have gone wrong in the past, or maybe that, you know, whatever differences that you had that maybe was holding them back before, maybe they're not so big that they cause problems that can't be solved. You know what I mean? So your person is starting to come to these realizations. They're starting to wake up more and more. I think to the ultimate truth of this connection, or what it means. Again, because they had that unicorn energy. And they have this healing card here. So releasing, purifying, and cleansing. So I feel like, again, they're dealing with the consequences of their own actions right now. And I think they're starting to realize that they were the person at fault here more than anything else, or definitely more than you here. And they are healing from this connection. They're doing what they can to heal from this connection, or heal themselves, and trying to step into the upright version of this peacock energy. Somebody who lets their inner light shine out regardless and isn't afraid to do that. I feel like because this energy came out in reverse in the beginning, this person is having a hard time being themselves and having a hard time being proud of who they are and what they bring to the table. So I feel like they're starting to release those things, and also starting to release this sort of black and white thinking that came out for you, um, and not letting it hold them back anymore. They're starting to have these understandings, and you're still on their mind, Scorpio. You're still on their mind a lot. They think about you and only you. That's what this card says. It's attached, devoted, and they crave you. They're craving you. So yeah, overall, I feel like this person is, again, starting to have realizations about what went wrong, or they're starting to have understandings about themselves and the part they played in this connection. They're starting to have, you know, they're starting to ask the bigger questions and connect to their higher selves too with that unicorn card. And they're trying to release all these negative, toxic habits and thought processes and things that have gotten in the way, between you guys in the past, because do still see only you as who they want to be with. Period. Not much else to say about that, but okay, thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and we're going to look into you now, Scorpio. Oops. I'm going to look here. We have one day, abandoned, and obsession. So you could still be kind of holding out for this person. You could still be thinking about this person, maybe obsessed with this person, and still hoping that one day you guys could have some sort of reconnection. Thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look at this second person, at our Scorpio. Again, I'm thinking. The second person in this connection, please, Spirit. Ooh, yeah, I feel like this is definitely you. So you got curse again. So this is something you feel cursed, you feel hexed, you feel like this is a cycle maybe that you've run into again and again in your love life, and you feel like, you know, you'll never be able to break this curse or to find anyone who can complete you in the way that you know that you need to, like a partner that can meet you on your level. Maybe you feel like you'll never find that person, or you felt like this person was almost that person, but then then you guys had this conflict. Then they did something um, that caused you to take a step back because you were starting to see um, what was underneath them, the truth of their character. Um, we also have chasing here, so that's a more feminine energy. Um, so I feel like in the past, maybe you've had trouble chasing this person or overextending yourself in the hopes that they would, you know, meet you halfway or would just give you anything, would just try harder. If you tried harder, then maybe they would come up and match your energy. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. Um, so that's why when we try and try and try and keep hitting brick walls, we need to take that energy that we've been trying to put onto this other person and use it to focus on ourselves and grow a backbone, learn to stand up for ourselves, learn to have stronger boundaries, learning what you will and you won't accept when it comes to connection, when it comes to love. And I feel like you're starting to do all of that work, but it's not easy work to do, and it's easy to fall back into old patterns, old thought processes, old ways of doing things. But I see that you're trying to break out of this cycle. You're trying to learn to stand up for yourself, and you know, no matter how pretty and attractive this person may look on the outside, you've seen them, you've seen their true colors in a sense, and I think you're starting to realize that, you know, wherever this person is right now, they can't meet you where you're trying to go. Um, and yeah, I think you're working on healing your chaser wounds. Remember that octopus came up for you before too, which was about having trouble with boundaries and feeling like you kind of lost a sense of direction. Um, but yeah, starting to stand up for yourself, starting to heal chaser wounds, trying to break out of this negative mindset that you have maybe around connections or around relationships. What else do we have, Spirit, for this stingray unicorn person? Mm. You got soulmates for this person. So I feel like you think this peacock person is your soulmate. So you feel a deep love, a deep connection with them, which makes it all the harder, all the more difficult to have firm boundaries, right? When you would do anything to have this person in your space, you'd let them walk all over you and, you know, take advantage of you and um, anything like that because you just want them around and you feel like, oh, well, if I do this for them, if I show them that I'm willing to do this, that I care this much about them, then maybe they'll start meeting me halfway. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll start to change. Um, and that's not going to work. Chasing is never overextending yourself to try to get love is never going to lead you to a happy ending. because people can only meet you where they are. And if you're trying to give all this love to this person and they're taking it, but not reciprocating, then they're just draining you of your light and your energy. Maybe that's why you feel cursed or hexed. Maybe you feel drained. I see the skull here. Maybe you feel a little dead inside because this person has drained so much of your energy. It's hard if you feel a strong soul tie to this person. But that's meant to trigger you. It's meant to cause drama. So drama and trauma, I should say. So you start doing the work of looking within instead of constantly putting your energy out and trying to find what's wrong on the outside, because 9 times out of 10, I mean, honestly, 10 times out of 10, if you ask me, like, happiness has to come from within you. You're not going to really find it outside of yourself if you don't already have it in you to begin with. You know what I mean? So keep working on those boundaries, Scorpio. Keep learning to stand up for yourself. Because, again, the more you heal and grow and evolve, the more you're going to start attracting more people who match your energy instead of people who drain it. Let's see what else we have for our Scorpio. Apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. So maybe maybe you feel like you owe this person an apology for something, or maybe you feel like they owe you an apology for something. Maybe that's you're expecting an apology from this peacock person if you want to move forward in this connection, or if they want to move forward in this connection. Let's see what ends up on the bottom. Thanks, Spirit, for our Scorpios. Cloudy judgment. So illusions, unbalanced, and distorted. It's kind of what I was just talking about, right? If you feel like this is an intense soul connection, if you feel like this is a soulmate or your soulmate, you know, that's going to cause you to look at things with rose-colored glasses. It's going to cause you to not see the truth of the situation as it really is. You might be very distracted by this peacock's beautiful feathers, but they are not taking the opportunities to evolve to the fullest. Or, yeah, they're resisting embodying this energy completely because it came out in the reverse. So I feel like, you know, maybe your judgment has been clouded by the intense feelings that you've had for this peacock person. If you feel like they're your soulmate, you know, that usually comes with intense, you know, feelings of love and attraction and a strong pull and a strong draw. And sometimes, you know, especially if you're, you know, somebody who's very emotional and very in touch or have depth, like a lot of Scorpios do, you know, sometimes, you know, your emotions can get the better of you and make you not see things for how they really are. So I feel like that's been going on. You maybe have been so wrapped up in this person in the past that you couldn't see the truth of the situation. You couldn't see their red flags for wearing rose-colored glasses, right? And I'm not shaming you. It happens to all of us. But I don't think you're in this energy very much anymore, or you're learning to overcome it because, again, you're starting to stand up for yourself. You're learning to stand up for yourself, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and look deeper into your energy. I'm almost certain this side is you now, but we'll keep going and see. But thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look deeper into this stingray person, the second energy here in this connection. Deeper into the stingray energy, please, Spirit, for our Scorpios. We have beauty, chemistry, let's shush these around because Spirit wants to be very secretive, or you do. You don't want to tell me nothing, Scorpio. Why? We're besties. No, I understand. All right, Spirit, let's go ahead and please look deeper into this stingray person in this connection for our Scorpios. One more, please, Spirit. Gee, Manish. Tell me, friend. I'm not going to judge you. All right. One more card, please, for our Stingray energy, for our Scorpio. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you. So on the bottom, we have mistakes. So this says misunderstood, victim, or lost soul. So you could feel like you made a mistake in this connection, or that something you did caused this person to back away or not want to talk to you, or, you know, you could be you just blaming yourself right now. But this peacock person knows that whatever happened is a result of the actions that they took, because they have karma on their side. So they have karma, you have mistakes. So I feel like you could be blaming yourself again for what happened within this connection, but it really was the result of this peacock person, is what I'm getting more than anything else. We also have beauty. So I feel like you are a very beautiful person. I feel like people are drawn to you and attracted to you, and they feel like you're charming and graceful and kind-hearted. And I've dealt with some male Scorpios, and I'm not trying to bash any gender or anything, but all I'm trying to say is that female Scorpios, feminine energy Scorpios, I don't want to gender anybody, but they're some of the kindest, most beautiful, someone who will fight for you and, have your back. At least in my experience, my mom was a Scorpio. So fiercely protective, fiercely, committed to the people that they love. And I feel like that's you too, Scorpio. And people see that beauty, that charm, that grace, and they're attracted to it, and they're drawn to you as a result of it. And it's more than just outer beauty. It's an inner beauty too. It's like, it's that mama bear energy. At least the Scorpios in my life that I'm talking about, they have very strong mama bear energy. So maybe you're a parent too. But yeah, overall, you're just a beautiful soul. And you give from the heart when you do give. I can see that you're certainly in your feelings right now. We have sorrow, so you're feeling a big sense of loss right now in this connection, a feeling of sadness and grief that maybe you've lost out on something amazing, and you don't know what you're gonna do if you can't have this person, yada yada yada, or you've been in this energy in the recent past. But again, you're starting to connect the dots, ask the bigger questions, and grow your backbone here and stand up for yourself. So I feel like this is something that you are overcoming, even if it's been hard for you lately. Like, you're learning to stand up on your own again. This chemistry card has popped out again, and I feel like it did come out for this peacock person, and now it's coming out for you too. So definitely feel a strong spark, a strong attraction, a strong draw to this peacock person still. Especially, and you still feel like there's a chance for you guys to reconnect and try again, because we have the one day card here. So someday, somewhere, another time is what this says. So maybe, you feel like after you guys have taken some time to work on yourselves and grow in your own ways, that you guys can come back together and maybe give this another shot. And I'm not blaming you for that. I go through the same things with my person, who I'm in and out with constantly all the time too. So it is what it is. Just keep focusing on yourself, on building yourself up. That is what needs to happen right now, Scorpio. More so than trying to get your tentacles wrapped up, that octopus card, into this other person's energy field, when they can't even fully express who they are all the way. We have confessions too here. So maybe you feel like you need to confess something to this peacock person. I know you feel like you made mistakes, because again, I mean, that card is still standing right here looking at me in the face. And we had apology that came out too. So maybe you feel like you did something wrong that you need to come clean for, that you need to confess, that pushed this person away. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to look at everything again. Maybe you feel like you need to confess, like, how you feel, or um, I don't know. It's interesting. So you had apology, you had confessions, and you had mistakes. So maybe you did something that, I don't know. I don't want to like cast any like aspersions or anything negative on your character, Scorpio, if this is you. But maybe you did something, maybe you got involved in like a third party situation or something. Um, Something happened that um, caused you to feel like you made a mistake, and that's something that you need to apologize for. And maybe that's why this peacock person feels like karma was at play, like cause and effect, consequences of somebody's actions here. And you're feeling the loss of this person really, really badly. So, did you do something, Scorpio? Did you step out on this person and do something that maybe caused them to back away from you? If because it again, the peacock said can't digest when it comes out in reverse, that they can't digest something or they refuse to digest it. So they're like stewing on it. So, okay. I'm still trying. Okay, now I'm trying to really figure out what side is you here. What I'm starting to get from this reading is that the stingray person did something, stepped out maybe, got involved with somebody else maybe, with this on this peacock person, because the stingray person feels like they need to apologize for a mistake that they made, and then they also have confession here, and loss and grief and sadness. So maybe you feel like you lost this person because of something that you did. Again, maybe you got involved with a third party situation, or maybe something came out in the wash that you didn't intend to come out, that maybe had this person, their opinion changed of you in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. It's very interesting. But this peacock person is healing from whatever happened. They're starting to have realizations. Um, and I guess they feel like, again, I have the karma energy. They feel like they deserve it in some way, shape, or form. Or like, yeah, it's interesting. And that would explain why conflict came out on the peacock energy side too, because there is clashing and incompatibility here. If they were trying to commit to the stingray person, and the stingray person did something that they feel like they need to apologize and confess about. The tea in this one is wild. But okay, if this side is you, Stingray, I'm not. I mean, Scorpio, I'm not judging you at all. I'm just trying to read. I'm just trying to figure out what these messages are saying. But if you don't resonate with that, if you didn't step out, if you didn't involve yourself in a third party or whatever, then I feel like you still feel like you need to apologize for something. If it's not that extreme, then it's not that extreme. But you still feel like you need to confess and apologize to this peacock person if you are the stingray. This stingray person feels like they need to apologize to this peacock person for something. And again, I feel like the stingray side is you because we got so much feminine energy, so much lunar energy, which is again feminine energy. So I am thinking this is you, but we're going to keep going with the reading. We're going to look at tarot now. We're going to look into this peacock person's energy. Thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look into this peacock person's energy right now when it comes to this connection. If it wasn't clear before, it will be now. So a tower moment for this peacock person. They definitely have had their foundations shaken up in some way, shape, or form. You also have the Page of Swords here. So somebody who's very much in their mind, very analytical, very much kind of scoping the area ahead of them and trying to make sense of something before they take action. So I feel like this peacock person is trying to figure out how to move forward. They could also just be keeping their eye on you still on social media or spying on you in some other way. But definitely some sort of big shakeup has happened, something that shook this person's foundations. Maybe that's what you feel you need to apologize for. Again, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to figure it out, decipher the codes. All right, thanks, Spirit. Let's keep looking at this peacock person. We have the moon. So confusion, not seeing things very clearly, illusions here. We also have the moon is about intuition, learning to trust your intuition. And I remember in the oracle cards, intuition showed up for this peacock person too. So I feel like they're learning to trust their intuition, but they're also not seeing things clearly right now. Things are a little confusing for them. And they're trying to figure out how to move forward here. Oops. Thanks, Spirit. Let's keep looking, please. We have the Nine of Cups here. So somebody who is very self-sufficient. This is the wish fulfillment card. So they could be just trying to work on their own fulfillment right now. I'm trying to think of what else the Nine of Cups is about. It's about, being proud of the work. This guy is displaying his cups behind him. That, he's a merchant. He's worked very hard to get where he is. And he's finally reached that point in his career where he can sit back and be proud of all the work he's done. But this is also very solo energy, solitary energy. And it's also cups, so emotions. So I feel like this person is trying to focus on what brings them happiness and fulfillment in their lives. Let's do one more cut and we'll see what ends up on the bottom. Ooh, yeah. And they're going through heartache and pain here, emotional pain with the Three of Swords. So, ugh. Yeah, I feel like whatever happened, whatever you feel like you need to apologize for, Scorpio, if you resonate with being that stingray energy, it definitely had a very strong effect on this person. And maybe apologizing would be the right move if you're thinking about that. Let's see what ends up on the bottom for this peacock person, please, Spirit. Temperance. So this peacock person is trying to find balance again. They're trying to transmute, painful past experiences into something that brings enlightenment of sorts, brings balance and understanding, and just alignment, inner alignment here. This card also has intuition opening, awakening here. The angel on this card has a sun on their third eye, but it's open. It looks like an open eye. So more intuition with this peacock person. Trying to find balance after that big tower moment, after their foundations have been shaken up. But thanks, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look deeper into this peacock person, please. What energies are they embodying when it comes to this connection for this peacock person? Nine of Pentacles. Ooh. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. So we got a lot of solitary energy for this peacock person. On this cut here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So on the surface, well, they have a lot of pentacles on their side here. Okay, but first things first, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is, you know, stable, who's focusing on their inner stability, somebody who's kind and nurturing and giving. But she has her eye on her pentacles. So I feel like your person is very much trying to focus on their inner sense of security right now and feeling balanced and grounded in themselves. They could be working on just their abundance in general or their physical reality in general. So they're trying to like build themselves up monetarily, trying to have strong foundations here. Could also see you that way. But I don't know. I don't know if they're seeing. They're feeling left out in the cold. They're feeling abandoned for sure. That's the Five of Pentacles energy. Somebody who feels like they've been left out in the cold. So I definitely get the sense that they're trying to focus on their inner sense of stability and security after feeling like they've been abandoned by somebody. But that's caused them to focus on trying to again build themselves up. We have the Queen of Pentacles on that cut here, and now we have the Nine of Pentacles that came out for this person. So the Nine of Pentacles is very much, you know, boss bitch energy is what I like to say. This is somebody who is trying to, or is starting to reap the rewards of all their hard work. So I feel like, you know, this person is learning to stand on their own again, even though they feel like they've been abandoned and left out in the cold by the stingray person. We also have the Empress. So this is divine feminine energy. So maybe this is you after all, Scorpio. I don't know. It's crazy. At this point, I feel like either side could be you. So take whichever side resonates with you the most. I feel like because we had a lot of, again, a lot of divine feminine energy that came up on this side of the reading. Maybe you're dealing with two feminines here. If you guys are, you know, same gendered in that way. But yes, this is somebody who's focusing on abundance and on attracting, not chasing. The Empress has everything that she needs. She's fruitful and, you know, she's master of her realm and people come to serve her. And she's living in abundance and prosperity and just being that girl. So I don't know. We're gonna look at this stingray person. I'm gonna look at their tarot, and then I'm gonna make a final call about who is who when we finish. All right, Spirit. Let's please look at this stingray unicorn person when it comes to this connection, please. So we have the Knight of Wands. This is somebody who is very hot and cold, very much in and out, can't make a decision. This is also a player energy. So somebody who, you know, has a lot of has their eye on a lot of options, on a lot of people here. We also have the Ace of Cups here. So this is a new emotional beginning or a new emotional realization. So now I'm thinking that maybe the stingray person is who you're connected to. Let's keep looking, please, Spirit. We have the High Priestess. So this is more divine feminine energy. A lot of divine feminine energy has come out for the side of the reading. If this peacock person is not you, Scorpio, you are definitely on their mind. They're thinking about you. They see you as their divine feminine, even if you've left them for some reason. And they're learning to stand on their own. That's their energy. The stingray person, a little in and out, a little hot and cold, maybe a little immature, maybe has their eye on multiple people. Somebody who is holding back, but also somebody who is very spiritually aware, spiritually attuned. They know without having to say anything, without having to ask anything. What else do you have, Spirit, for the stingray person? Queen of Swords, somebody who has her boundaries up, has their boundaries up. Somebody who's maybe a little emotionally detached, somebody who puts logic over emotions, somebody you don't want to cross, somebody who cuts through confusion. More feminine energy, more feminine energy. So, oh my goodness, this is tough. All right, one more, and then we'll see what's on the bottom. One more, please, for this stingray energy. We have the Ten of Pentacles here, so lasting foundations. Maybe family has been at play, or outside, physical relationships you have could have been at play in this connection. Family could have been at play in this connection. But yeah, this is energy that's focusing on long-term success, on trying to build a foundation and build a lasting legacy. Focus on their money, focus on their material growth. All right, let's see what ends up on the bottom for the stingray person. Please and thank you, Spirit. Two of Pentacles. So somebody who's trying to find balance again. Maybe after a period of conflict. Trying to find balance again after conflict. Yeah, all right. Let's see what comes out. Thanks, Spirit. Let's see what comes out for this stingray person, please. This has been a very interesting reading, Scorpio. For the stingray person, please, Spirit. Thank you. And you're so secretive. First card that came out was the Knight of Swords in reverse. So it says somebody who's restless, unfocused, burnt out, impulsive, no direction, unpredictable, disregard for consequence. Let's see what else comes out. Let's try again. All right, thanks, Spirit. For the stingray person, please. For the stingray person, please, Spirit. All right, there we go. Oof. Oof. Okay. So, on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Six of Cups. So this stingray person is definitely thinking of happier times with this peacock person. They're reminiscing. They're, sepia-toned memories. They're definitely thinking about this peacock person a lot. I feel like, okay. All right. I'm back to thinking this person is your person. So I'm sorry for the switch around, Scorpio. This has been really confusing. I feel like at any time this could have been either one of you. But now that all the cards are out on the table, literally, I feel like this stingray person is is your person. They had the Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Swords in reverse. This talks about reckless, impulsive behavior. Somebody who doesn't think about the consequences of their actions. But it's interesting because we had all that divine feminine energy, all that moon energy on this side. So maybe it is two feminine energies at play here. I know that's very specific, but that could be it. But somebody made a reckless, impulsive decision here. And now they're in deep contemplation and reflection because of whatever reckless, impulsive decision that they made. And we also have the Devil as the last card that came out for this person. So this is negative attachments. This is destructive habits. This is destructive connections. So I feel like this person made a choice. I feel like this stingray person made a choice to step out on this peacock person. I feel like this peacock person found out about what happened with this stingray person. And that's why this peacock person feels left out in the cold. That's why this peacock person can't digest this situation of what happened because they feel betrayed by this stingray person. So this stingray person is now in some deep reflection over the negative choices that they made in this connection that caused things to go the way that they did. Now they're stuck in feeling bad and you know, reminiscing about all the good times. And underneath we have the Nine of Pentacles. If you recall, the Nine of Pentacles is also here on your side. So you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on building yourself back up after feeling left out in the cold, after feeling abandoned. This person is thinking about you. They're having memories of all the good times that you shared, and they're heartbroken over this too. So you're both in pain over this. You are. But I think the stingray person is the one who made the choice to step out. And now they have to deal with the consequences of their actions. They have to learn to stand up for themselves again and like have stronger boundaries and not cross the people that care about them because of the negative and toxic habits that they have fallen victim to in the past. And yeah, they still see you as a very beautiful person, Scorpio. They're sad at what happened between you guys. They still feel this chemistry, this draw, this connection to you. And they know that they need to come clean about what has happened. But they still have hope that one day you guys can make amends and come back together. You are healing from this person. You're healing from the consequences, the karma of their actions. You're dealing with the fallout. You feel like this was something that you can't take, something that you can't digest, something that's hard for you to hold on to. And it's hard for you to see how you could grow and become a better person because of what's happened here. But you're starting to have epiphanies and understandings and realize what it is that you want for yourself and the energy that you want to embody and be in, which is this divine feminine energy. So you're healing from this person. You're trying to release the situation, even if you still feel like this is your person and you only want them at the end of the day. Yeah, but you're focused on recovery. Yeah, you're focused on building yourself up, being a boss bitch, and embodying your divine feminine energy yourself here. So yeah, very fascinating. And this person is regretting their impulsive decisions, and it's causing them to do a lot of self-reflection. So I think maybe Scorpio, your person stepped out and they did something maybe with third party energy, and they're regretting that. They feel sadness and loss. They feel your loss because they think you are a very beautiful, charming, graceful, kind-hearted person. You are on their mind. But yeah, they're in the middle of reflection, of going inwards and trying to root out their negative toxic cycles and habits. But they know they need to come clean about what happened, what they did. And they know they made mistakes. They let their pride get in the way. This is their energy, divine masculine. These are all energies that are coming up from the bottom of this deck, and they're feeling rejected. So you rejected them because of what they did. They let their pride get in the way. They made a choice that they couldn't take back. They made a mistake that they couldn't take back. And now they're dealing with rejection from you because you found out about it, or you know about it, or you sensed it. And that left you feeling abandoned. And you decided to start focusing on your own self and healing yourself and your own feminine energy. So yeah, Scorpio, I know this was long, and I know we kind of went back and forth between who is who and what is what. I don't know. I don't know. I truly, the tarot makes me think that this person is your person and this person is you. But the animal spirit cards that were coming out for this person made me think that they were very much in their feminine energy, their divine feminine energy too. I don't know, Scorpio. I don't know. I really don't. Either you are the stingray person and you made the mistake of stepping out on your person and now you feel like you owe them an apology and that you need to confess something, or you're this peacock person and you're having a hard time digesting what happened, what the stingray person did. And you're trying to grow and heal and focus on yourself and um, attract the right type of energy back to you in that empress, in that divine feminine energy. But whoever the stingray person is, they made a mistake. They need to confess and they need to try to make things right. They're still thinking about you, and they hope that one day you guys can heal. The peacock person is learning to stand on their own. I feel like this energy should be switched around almost. So it's interesting. I don't know. Take it how it resonates, Scorpio. This one was a doozy, a little bit. Basically, one of you cheated on the other, is what I'm getting in layman's terms. Now they're dealing with the fallout. The stingray person is dealing with the fallout of that choice and doing some soul work. The peacock person is reeling from that decision. They're having a hard time digesting what the stingray person did. Um, Now they have to deal with the fallout of the effects of what the stingray person, the choices that they made. They This peacock person is realizing how much there are differences here, or how much there's incompatibility because of this. And they're waking up, they're having realizations about these incompatibilities, about these differences. And while they still feel really devoted to this stingray person, They're focused more on their healing and their growth and stepping into a season of abundance and prosperity. That's what I get for the peacock person. But we're going to go ahead. This is a long reading, but we're going to go ahead and close your reading, Scorpio, with a Wisdom of the Oracle card, card of advice for you. So let me make sure my microphone's still on. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to end your reading with a piece of advice, Scorpio, from the Wisdom of the Oracle card deck. So thank you, Spirit. Can we get one final piece of advice for our Scorpio viewer? Thank you. One final piece of advice for our Scorpios. Oh, what? Okay, so on the bottom here we have the fates. So whatever's happening right now, it is fated. It's meant to be happening to trigger you to grow. And your advice is higher power. So this is saying that spirit is around you, and all you need to do is ask your guides for help. This angel also is having a third eye awakening here, which has been a big theme in this reading in general. So I feel like, again, both sides are awakening in their own ways. So definitely, you know, there is a higher power at play. You know, spirit is at play here, and just continue to lean into your healing and your journey, Scorpio. I know it's hard for you to digest what this stingray person did. They're having a hard time really digesting it too, but they know that their impulsive decision caused the conflict here. So I'm going to read it from the book. I'm going to read what higher power is all about. It's mostly just about spirit being around you, but maybe a message will pop out here that hasn't come out of my mouth yet. So higher power. The essential meanings here are conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, and committing to a partnership with spirit. You did have that unicorn card. You both did. So maybe that's what you're trying to do, just connect to spirit more, committing to a partnership with spirit. But anyway, the oracle's message here is this card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. In the relationship message here, since this is a love reading, it says it's time to address how much effort you give your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So yeah, this was meant to test you, Scorpio, to grow and evolve and change. And trust spirit, commit to spirit, to your relationship to spirit, and let spirit guide you through this hard time and also guide you on your path forward. I don't know. This is an interesting one, Scorpio. Let me know what you guys think. If you made it this far, I feel like I went back and forth so much I probably lost just about everybody who would watch this. But hey, we're showing up, we're doing our job, and whoever's meant to find this and resonate with this will. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. I hope something in here resonated with you. If it did, please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.